A Book of the Void is a collection of my art and writings inspired by, with edited sections interspersed herein, the writings of a rather famous 17th century samurai named Miyamoto Musashi, titled The Book of Five Rings: Ground, Water, Wind, Fire, and finally The Book of the Void. This is thus my book, a visual interpretation and literary expansion of some of these thoughts. The true void is described as a state of clear perception, free from confusion and calm of spirit. It is in this spirit that I composed this collection, a composite of many found objects, graphite drawings, acrylic paints, typographic elements, photographs, illustrations, and anything else I came across. That great and stout keep was to be stormed, with all ramparts strong and well manned. Victory by siege, starvation, thirst, or disease. The iron captain found unbecoming, is master of foot. This embarked his host of 1,000 men on the western promontory. Thus he sacrificed half and was first into the breach, is second in blood, with his men at ruin. Came to land along the shallow eastern alcove held by a spiral of earth named the Arm. The crows I had not tarried, the iron captain lamented. On grassy knolls, fighting men were in formation, holding aloft a banner, a red orb lined with spouting orange on a black field. His own host at ready, the iron captain gave the command, and the iron Victory sailed into the embrace of the Arm's cradle. The seed and the flower. If we look at the world, we see arts for sale. Men use equipment to sell their own selves, as if with the seed and the flower, the seed has become less than the flower. In this kind of way of strategy, both those teaching and those learning the way are concerned with coloring and showing off their technique, trying to hasten the bloom of the flower. They are looking for profit. Someone once said immature strategy is the cause of grief. That was a true saying. The Ground Book. The way for those who want to learn my strategy. 1. Do not think dishonestly. 2. The way is in training. 3. Become acquainted with every art. 4. Know the ways of all professions. 5. Distinguish between gain and loss in worldly matters. 6. Develop intuitive judgment and understanding for everything. 7. Perceive those things which cannot be seen. 8. Pay attention even to trifles. 9. Do nothing which is of no use. The way of strategy is recorded in this, the Book of the Void. What is called the spirit of the void is where there is nothing. It is not included in man's knowledge. Of course, the void is nothingness. By knowing things that exist, you can know that which does not exist. That is the void. People in this world look at things mistakenly and think that what they do not understand must be the void. This is not the true void. It is bewilderment. The 12th day of the 5th month, 2nd year of Shoho, 1645. To attain the way of strategy as a warrior, you must study fully other martial arts and not deviate even a little. With your spirit settled, accumulate practice day by day and hour by hour. Polish the twofold spirit, heart, and mind, and sharpen the twofold gaze, perception and sight. When your spirit is not in the least bit clouded, when the fog of bewilderment clears away, there is the true void. If we look at things objectively, from the viewpoint of laws of the world, we see various doctrines departing from the true way. Know well the spirit, and with forthrightness as the foundation, and the true spirit as the way. Enact strategy broadly, correctly, and openly. Then you will come to think of things in a wide sense, and taking the void as the way, you will see the way as void. And the void is virtue, and no evil. Wisdom has existence, principle has existence, the way is existence. Spirit is nothingness. Introduction to Plasma Physics. Any movement of a charged plasma particle affects and is affected by the fields created by the other charges. In turn, this governs collective behavior with many degrees of variation. The collective motion of particles is ubiquitous in plasma, resulting in various waves and other types of collective phenomena. Figure P10-4, the collision interaction. 2 particle collisions are the rule. Introduction to Particle Physics. The dynamics of particles are also governed by quantum mechanics. They exhibit wave-particle duality, displaying particle-like behavior under certain experimental conditions and wave-like behavior in others. The term elementary particles is applied to those particles that are according to our current understanding, presumed to be indivisible and not composed of other particles. Figure 5-1. Particles and fundamental interactions. The Ala Minerva takes flight only in the gathering shades of night. The trochoidal trajectory of a positively charged particle is released with an initial velocity in the y direction in the presence of perpendicular electric and magnetic fields. No design, no conception. In this method, when the enemy attacks and you decide to attack a strike with your body, with your spirit, and from the VOID, no design, no conception. This means the ability to act calmly and naturally even in the face of danger. It is the highest accord within existence, when a man's thought and his actions are spontaneously the same. The Water Book. The Unwrought Survey Method. Deliberately, with a patient spirit, absorb the virtue of all this. Maintain the spirit whenever you cross swords with an enemy, step by step. Walk the 1,000-mile road. Study strategy over the years and achieve the spirit of the warrior. Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men. The hunter, make pain and pleasure, gain and loss, victory and defeat the same. Then engage now in this battle. This way you shall incur no sin. Figure 4R. Since the power dissipated in the generator winding is proportional to I to the second, we see that our generator and wiring is dissipating over 100 times more than is necessary in terms of the work being accomplished. How to make a god. Exclusionary, as shown below, which enables one to obtain angles of 15 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and 75 degrees. First, come upon the awareness of aggression. Second, come upon the discernment of purpose within the animal shape. Third, one must experience death. Once done, the nascent god must find his own rebirth in a unique ordeal by which he discovers the one who summoned him. A desert window. It depicts the standard deviation for an estimate of a proportion from samples. Perception and sight. The gaze should be large and broad. This is the twofold gaze, perception and sight. Perception is strong, and sight weak. In strategy, it is important to see distant things as if they were close and to take a distance view of close things. It is important to know the enemy and not to be distracted by his insignificant movements. It is necessary to be able to look to both sides without moving the eyeballs. You cannot master this ability quickly. Learn what is written here. Use this gaze in everyday life and do not vary it whatever happens. There is timing in everything. In all skills and abilities there is timing. There is timing in the void. There is timing in the whole life of a warrior, in his thriving and declining, in his harmony and discord. All things entail rising and falling timing. From among the large and small things, and the fast and slow timings, find the relevant timing, first seeing the distant timing, then the background timing. You win in battles with the timing in the void, born of the timing of cunning by knowing the enemy's timing, and thus using the timing which the enemy does not expect. A blue window, he does not waver, like a lamp sheltered from the wind, is the simile recalled for a man of discipline. When his thought ceases, checked by the exercise of discipline, he is content within the self, seeing the self through himself. Absolute joy beyond the senses can only be grasped by understanding. When one knows it, he abides there and never wanders from this reality. That phenomenon we call war is maintained by a guild. Fear, AIDS syndrome, which is transmitted much in the manner of a disease by social conditioning. Although lack of immunity to this disease is a very human thing, the disease itself is not a necessary and natural condition of human existence. Among those conditioned patterns which transmit the war virus, you will find the following: justification of past mistakes, feelings of self-righteousness, and the need to maintain such feelings. The realm of sacred lore is nature, beyond its triad of qualities, dualities, and mundane rewards. Be forever lucid, alive to yourself. A type of electronic test instrument that graphically displays varying voltages of one or more signals as a function of time. In the dual trace oscilloscope, two different vertical input signals are simultaneously displayed, where t equals time in seconds.